Today I'm excited to show you the Chestnut Go. Chestnut were kind enough to send me one of these sets to review, and I'm very grateful for that, so thank you very much, Chestnut. And you know what, I'm going to spoil it for you straight away. I'm very happy with what I have received. This here is a magnetic travel set that also acts as an e-board, meaning that when you move a piece on here, it's going to move the piece on chess.com, and when they move, it's going to move on here. Now it does that by lighting up the screens as well, and it's got full piece recognition, so it knows what piece is on what part of the board. The board is very light. I'll put the details of the weight of everything up here, but the board is very light. It's got a very nice design to it. Here's the back for anyone who is interested. It's got a little chestnut. And here is the front. Very easy to handle. It's got some little rubber grips on the bottom, which will prevent it from sliding around on the table. And as you can see, gray and white is the theme they've gone for, the color of the board. They also have your coordinates, so if you want to do a bit of notation when playing, that's a good touch to have. I know they have that on some of the boards. They don't have it on the Chestnut Pro, so it's a good addition to have on this board here, especially for somebody who's learning chess notation. The design of the board also has the panel. Now the panel is going to be on the right side when playing. So your white is going to be down this side of the board. It's going to be on the right. The buttons that it has on there. So it's got the power button. It's got the plus button. So if you want to play over the board games and you want to record them, hold this one down. And then you've got your standard power, Bluetooth, and status. We've also got the sound up here. Now I've got that disabled on mine, but I will turn it on for this video just to show it. But this makes a beep when the game starts, or also whenever the king gets in check. Now personally, I don't want that. However, it's a good feature to have for those who do. I switch it off. Obviously, as mentioned, the board is magnetic and it's very strong magnets, so you don't have to worry too much about the pieces flying away. And of course, if you move it around a lot, the pieces are still good. So don't be too afraid of giving it a little bit of movement. As I mentioned, it does have the grips on here, which will make it hard to slide around. If you do want to play a game and you find you need to switch, just pick it up, give it a flip and put it down. Now the pieces come in a nice classic design and very happy with how they look. They are very tiny compared to sets that most people will go for, but that's a good part about a travel board is it's going to be tiny so that you can travel around with it. If you were to do the bishop test, which is sliding the piece between the two without knocking the other pieces off, then you've got good sizes. Now let's have a look how well the pieces stay magnetized. In pictures you may have seen, if you've looked up this product, they've had it on a tilt of about that much. Now I did show you before that the pieces can go pretty much upside down without falling off, which is really good. Now, if you were to fling the board around, of course the pieces will go flying. I'm not going to do that because I know that's going to happen. But if you just move around a little bit, it's not going to be much of an issue. If you were on a bus and it was starting to shake a lot, it may fall off. So you do need to be a little bit careful there, but that's a very extreme shake. And we're still good, but I wouldn't trust this too much if sitting on a shaky bus or some sort of public transport. A train I would probably feel comfortable with, but not something that's shaking too much and too many rapid, unpredictable movements. For the pieces and the board combined, we're very happy with this entry-level electronic chess set. Another product that came with the chess set, which was a big surprise to me, was their packaging this time was not a box, but rather a case. And it's a really nice case too. As you can see, they've got the Chestnut logo on there. And inside the case, comes with a pouch for your board and a bag for your pieces. One little problem I did have with the bag is that they come in a little disposable bag, which is probably going to get chucked out. Now I recommend getting some sort of bag to keep your pieces in, so that when you put them in here, they're easily sortable, so that when you get them out, you can grab the white pieces, put them on one side, grab the black, put them on another. and not have pieces stick around in the bag where it's a bit fiddly to get out. So that's one of my only complaints. And it's not even about the board, which is really good. It's very solid on the edges, which makes it a little bit difficult to get the board out, but not impossible. So it does protect your board very well. However, it is gonna make it a little bit harder to get out. But I guess you need to trade some of those things off to get the best out of it. I think now what would be best is to take this board outside and test it in the light. So we're gonna go somewhere and we're gonna try this board out. So now that we're packed up, let's go. But before we go, I'm gonna need a set of wheels.
Hey, big boy.
Ma'am, please, I've got a chess set to review. Okay, so I've come out to the beach. It's a pretty overcast day, but it's still very bright. And I wanted to test out how the board looked in the daytime and if you could actually see the lights. Now, I have heard of issues with the lights happening on the air where they take it out and it's pretty much unusable. Unfortunately, it is a bit tough to see the lights out here. Of course, if you have a look at the King, there should be a green light showing, and I can see it even with my glasses on and off, but it does take a bit of focusing, so it will be hard to find it. So unfortunately, going outside into the daylight, for us chess players, it's probably not ideal. Now we're gonna go and have a look at the board, and I'm gonna show you what the lights look like indoors. Here are the lights indoors. You can see them flashing perfectly clear, no issues whatsoever. And here is what the lights look like. As you can see, the lights are hidden on the board, and then when they light up a nice green. It's very clear, very easy to see. Let's go ahead and play a game. If you haven't used an e-board before, then you may not be aware of this, but you can actually go into the app and you can actually set up the position and put the pieces wherever you want and then play against the computer. So for those of you who have not seen an e-board in action, I'm going to play a quick end game now in practice mode on the app. So now we're at the end of my review, and I already spoiled it for you in the beginning. I said I love it, and then I took it out for a walk and it didn't quite work the way I expected. Do I still love it? Yes. If I wasn't planning on playing outside at all, this board would be a 10 out of 10 for me. The pieces, again, very happy. You know, they've got these little felts on the bottom too, which I forgot to mention. So you've got a little bit of sliding action on there. Very nice. So I'm happy with the board. I'm happy with the pieces. I mentioned that there were a few little issues in here with the case, but the case is an extra that I was not even expecting to get, and I'm happy with it. So, plus it made it very easy for me to travel with the board. And when I was walking around with the board, I didn't even know I had it in the bag. It was that light. So, you know, overall, everything that is here, very happy with the product. If you're watching this as the video comes out, this product is not yet available. However, if you're watching in the future, this product is going to be selling for under 180 USD. Now, you can get that even cheaper if you use my affiliate code WIGGY, which will get you up to 17% off. and that's a great price. This board is an incredibly cheap board for what you get. It's entry level. It's a great starter board for somebody getting into electronic boards. Who knows, maybe you'll try this out. You might think you'll like it, and then you check out my review on the Chestnut Pro. It's still a great piece of equipment and I highly recommend it. And personally, I'll be taking this with me on every trip that I can. I'll also be giving this a permanent home in my living room where I've got my current analysis board, which is just a little magnetic chess set I got off Temu. That one will be retiring and this one will be going in its place. There's my detailed look at the Chestnut Go. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Other than that, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more in the future, I will be doing more reviews and I will be doing more videos on Chestnut products and what can be done with them to help improve your chess. Until then, see you next time.